What's up, everybody? This is Around the Boards. Another episode here. I am back this week. No dunk, though.
Yeah.
Just Rob and I.
Boo. Yeah.
Ooh, ah. So we got a lot of
Whoa.
what ifs this week, Rob?
A lot of rumors going around. A lot of trade rumors. A lot of free agent rumors, and even some trades that actually happened. Believe it or not, already.
Already.
So
we got a few more weeks before free agency hits, and the NHL Draft gets underway, and the NHL awards are starting this upcoming week. So next week we're gonna be talking all about that stuff. So hey, stay tuned, listen, sit on the couch, grab your earbuds, grab some popcorn, because this is episode 40 of Around the Boards. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Around the board.
Yo, what's up?
awkward.
Why is that awkward?
I don't know, because you're usually like, "What's up, everybody?"
What's up, everybody? This is Around the
There you go.
Boards, episode 40. 40.
Awkward again.
That's all right. I got to turn down my mic a little bit. There it is. That's better. I was too loud.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, no dunk this time. There was no me last week. You guys did a great job holding down the fort. I wish I was there to talk about the Washington Capitals, but I'm going to do it real quick right now since
Okay,
I
go
wasn't
for
there,
it.
just to give my 2 cents. But
I'll listen.
I'm sure it's already been talked about and everything, but how awesome is it watching this team celebrate everywhere they go? All the videos that have been posted of the team in the middle of a bar, in the middle of a fountain, like all the stuff that we've seen on social media of Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. It just makes you smile, doesn't it? Doesn't it just make you smile?
Sure.
It makes me smile.
Okay.
But and then the parade they had, the place
All those
was
people.
packed.
All those people.
It was so many people, and I seen you post it, the sights and sounds of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's like everything mic'd up, and
follow us on Facebook.
yes, follow us on Facebook. Search Around the Boards, you'll find us.
You'll know it when you see it.
But it's just, dude, so much goodness in everything that being posted on social media about the Washington Capitals and them. And
Even the Vegas fans don't really feel bad anymore because they're like, well, yeah, we like Washington. Like, I don't think there's any hard feelings with them. Maybe Pittsburgh fans, but
oh yeah, of course.
maybe that's it. Maybe Canadian fans, like the whole country of Canada, is probably still mad about something.
Of course they are. They're still mad because Toronto was like their only hope, really. But poor Toronto. Anyways, so the Capitals, yeah. So let's just get this over with. It's been announced earlier today.
Breaking news. Do.
Barry Trotz retires after winning the Stanley Cup.
We don't know if he retires. He just said he resigns.
He has
He's
resigned.
stepping down from Washington's head coaching job. He didn't say he was retiring. He still might coach somewhere.
No,
maybe.
Possibly. As far as I know, his comment was, he was talking it over with his family, and right now just felt like the right
I read his
time.
comments too, and I was looking for something where he said that it was his last year, but he never really said anything like that. He left the door open.
Yeah.
In case.
I
guess. In case.
I guess, but
it's. I mean, it's gonna be a good situation for him to come back and coach somebody. But I mean, maybe like a front office job somewhere or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting that he never said that he's retiring from like coaching or
the sport.
Anything. Yeah.
Right.
He just said that he was stepping down from the Washington's head coaching job. So it is what it is.
Hey,
I mean,
good for him.
Can't blame the guy.
No, good for him, right?
We even speculated about it a couple weeks ago on the show.
Yeah. And
said
what better way to do it besides, what better way to do it after bring in
yeah,
Washington D.C. Their first Stanley Cup since the
yeah,
team's been around. So awesome.
yeah. So that's why like the way Barry Trotz resigned is like the way I was thinking Ovechkin might like kind of retire from the NHL and go to the KHL, just because like he did it finally. He did it. He won a Stanley Cup in Washington. He didn't have to go anywhere or join like a super team. He won the Stanley Cup in Washington, the team that drafted him, and it's all been worth it now. But Ovechkin's not going anywhere anytime soon,
No.
clearly. But Barry Trotz is.
Do you think anybody else is going to get a turn with the Stanley Cup? Do you think anybody's going to have their day, or is it going to be OV all day, every day?
No, I mean Ovechkin's already given it up for like back to NHL for the NHL awards and stuff. So it's doing its rounds now. So he's had his fun with it. I'm sure he'll get it back for his day with the cup, and he'll take it
Oh,
back for
yeah.
Russia or something. So
Yes. And speaking of the NHL awards, those are coming up pretty soon.
this week,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this upcoming week, a lot of good nominees up for all these trophies here.
yeah, we if you guys want to listen to our opinions about it, check the archives. We had a trophy prediction show. If you want a recap of the finalists for some of the trophies that we talked about, get you prepared for NHL awards this week in Vegas. The Stanley Cup returns to Vegas
But not
a couple weeks after Ovechkin won in Vegas
after
and
Ovechkin left with it.
took it everywhere else with him. So Stanley Cup's back without Ovechkin, but Ovechkin will be here for the NHL awards to reunite with his long lost love,
Exactly.
the Stanley Cup.
So a lot's been going on in the NHL in the NHL. I was gonna say awards. In the NHL
Just talk about
world.
the NHLs.
And even though the Stanley Cup playoffs just came to an end a week or two ago, it's
Time for free
really
agency, baby.
the season.
Time for
The
those
season
rumors.
is the season's just beginning now. Really, this is it's right back on it now. A lot of trade rumors going around. Some trades actually happened. Players signing team signing players.
Let's talk about the actual facts that have already happened. We'll do the
Sure.
rumors later. But the first big news of the offseason was the I was gonna say Montreal. Okay, it was the Arizona Coyotes re-signed Oliver Ekman-Larsson 8 years, $8 million per. That's a long time. That's a lot of money. But I mean, if you're the Coyotes, you have to sign Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He was the only hope for that franchise. And I mean, you're a Coyotes fan, right? So
No, I'm not.
for you and the rest of the Arizona fans, it's got to be good. It's got to be a good sign, though, right? That they signed their franchise player for 8 years, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I guess. I
So,
guess.
there's
I
a little glimpse of hope there for Arizona. Say, all right, we're trying to win.
Yeah, but they still need to fix a lot of issues, huh?
They addressed one of them already too. Some another big piece of news coming out of Arizona. Max Domi gets traded. He wasn't even the biggest name in that trade. He gets traded to Montreal for Alex Galchenyuk.
Yeah, what?
I mean, two young players. Montreal and Arizona both kind of on the lower end of the spectrum of the standings the last couple of seasons. Montreal a little less than desirable, you would say. I think it's just good for both young players to get a fresh start somewhere. I mean, I think Galchenyuk's way better than Max Domi, but I'm a little biased because I don't like Max Domi or his dad. So
now you're gonna like him even more that he's a part of Montreal, right?
well, I didn't like him because he's in Arizona and I'm a Kings fan. I don't give a shit about Montreal. So now I guess
That one's on me, I guess.
For Montreal, let's look at it. Let's look at this trade from the Montreal side.
Sure.
They're trying to rebuild, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do like what the Rangers are trying to do, like rebuild on the fly. Like you want to kind of like tear down and start over while actually still trying to contend like next year or the years to come very soon. So they got a couple years longer. I mean, Galchenyuk's still a young player, but they got way cheaper because Galchenyuk is making a couple million more than Max Domi, I'm pretty sure right now, and he signed Galchenyuk signed for like 3 more years, I believe. So I mean, Montreal now has a little bit more room in salary to sign some free agents
And I mean,
to make some bigger trades.
and I mean, like, what about the back end, like the backbone of the Montreal Canadiens team? All right, I'm talking
You
about
mean like
Carey
the actual backbone,
Price.
like the defense,
I'm
or
talking about Carey Price.
oh, the actual backbone, the
Yes,
backbone, the
is
spinal cord?
is he even still the backbone anymore for them? You know,
I mean, he just gets hurt a lot.
he's
Is he
he's a
is Carey
liability
Price the
now.
new Rick DiPietro?
I
I mean, that's a little harsh to say. I mean, it's not that bad, and he's not making that much money for that long. But
but I feel like the Canadians. I think they need to find a new goaltender. I think it's time to part ways with Carey Price, man. He's
trade,
yes,
you're.
trade
I
him.
mean, if you want to rebuild, I mean,
Yeah,
do what the Rangers should have done, and but Lundqvist wanted to stay true to his team.
Lundqvist had one of his best years last year, despite the fact he had one of his best years last year as a goaltender for like
Personally, I mean,
personally,
not
right,
record wise,
right,
but
not record wise because the defense was non-existent at all last year. So that doesn't help his situation either. But he played phenomenal, and he showed he could still play. So I'm totally fine with them keeping him, and he's gonna retire a Ranger. And
yes.
and
But I mean, if you're Montreal, and like you're saying, if you want to rebuild on the fly, and everybody, there's teams out there. Almost every team would take Carey Price
oh,
for their starting goaltender job
in a
right now.
heartbeat, absolutely.
I mean, those teams on the brink that are made the Stanley Cup playoffs and didn't go very far. I mean, besides like the Kings, Jonathan Quick and stuff like that. But let's see, like Edmonton would take Carey Price in a heartbeat.
No.
They would take a starting goaltender. You got Carey Price, you got Connor McDavid. I mean, what more do you need for Edmonton to?
What
say
about
you're trying to
Price
win?
even going to Phoenix?
No,
Yeah,
no.
just a thought out there. The connection's there now.
Well, I mean, why? Because Galchenyuk's there? I don't know.
It's that would help Phoenix. That would help Phoenix out. That would help.
They'll give him a star player to try to draw tickets.
But that would help Phoenix out. I think, and it would also help Montreal out in the rebuild as well. Because, like I said, I don't think Carey Price is doing the job anymore for them out there in Montreal. So
And you
that's
definitely
my
get some good
personal
pieces in
opinion.
return.
What?
I mean, I said if you're Montreal and you trade Carey Price, then you definitely get something good in return. A couple draft picks, maybe high prospects, or even you could even get an NHL caliber player right now,
Yeah.
a defenseman or center or something that you need. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade Carey Price, but it's a good hypothetical, I guess.
It's
I mean, they're rebuilding. Like they're trying.
It's what I see right now. It's he's been with the organization for such a long time now. And when was the last time Montreal was in the playoffs? 5 years ago?
I don't think it was that long, was it?
It was.
No.
It's still been a while.
It was like
and
3 years.
Well, how far did they get then? So it's just he has not done the job for Montreal. That's how I feel. He has not done the job for Montreal. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess technically nobody on that team has done the job for him. If they're, I mean, I don't know. When they traded PK Subban, that's kind of, I don't know what they were thinking there still. And I heard
that
there's
wouldn't
rumors
even be
going
a
around-
rebuild because you picked up freaking Shea Weber.
I know.
That wouldn't
That's what-
even be a rebuild move.
That was they're trying to get better when they traded PK Subban. They're trying to build for the playoff push, and I think that's the year that Carey Price got hurt for majority of the season. It was the first year of Shea Weber, so it's kind of like
make a playoff push by selling your best defender / offensive, scorer. Basically,
Well, they wanted more. They wanted more defense. I think they're just tired of.
I think they're
antics.
just dumb. That was the stupidest trade ever in a very long time.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd say that. Shea Weber's not bad. He just makes a lot of money for a lot of years, and
Yeah, but they got rid of PK Subban. Okay,
yeah. So
The dude on ice, off the ice, did everything for the city, did everything for his teammates. Like, he's a great team player. He scores. He does everything well. He just doesn't have a Stanley Cup, and you're going to trade him for some old schmuck that's all washed up now.
I don't know if he's on wide. Well, okay. Well, he's on the tail end. We'll say he's on the.
He's on
decline
the
of his
back end of
career.
his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's playing the
Anyways,
back nines. But I heard some rumors that I mean this is
speaking of
way out,
Montreal, yep.
about Shea Weber. Speaking of Shea Weber,
Mhm.
maybe getting swapped for Jonathan Taves. Maybe. I mean, Captain Canada now.
Why does that
Jonathan
make me
Toews?
laugh?
I don't know.
No way.
I mean, both those guys make a lot of money.
Straight up.
Why not? Jonathan Taves is not. He's also on the back end.
Yeah,
back nine
he
of
is.
his career.
Sure.
You think
Yep.
the way he's played those last couple of years? So you think maybe just another change of scenery for both of them to kind of re-spark
Jumpstart
them.
him. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Montreal, they need a center. If you look at Chicago, I don't know. I can't see that trade happening because Chicago doesn't. That'd be a lot of money tied up in the back end for Chicago for old players.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Chicago
another
needs
rumor,
a change too, but
yeah.
in
But
general.
another rumor about Montreal still selling its players. Max Pacioretty, maybe to the Florida Panthers.
that would be interesting, but
I mean, depending on what Florida gave up, I couldn't see him giving up any of their top 6 players for sure, but like a bottom 6 and a draft pick, a good draft pick.
like
But
why does Florida like older players?
Pacioretty's not older.
Well,
He's not Jaromir Jagr.
No, but he's been in the league for a while. He's definitely
he's old.
He's definitely a veteran. Well,
Yeah, but
rough
if
around
you're
the
looking at
edges
Florida
now.
right now, they need that veteran. They got, I mean, Florida's not that bad. Let's see. This year they got 96
Florida.
points, and the 2 wild card teams in the East were Columbus and New Jersey. They both had 97 points. So you think Florida is right there on the cusp. If they get Pacioretty, they're getting 1 more point this year for sure. So, I mean, probably they're getting 2 more points. I would say they'd win at least 1 more game that they didn't win this year. So right there, that's making the playoffs. And that's all you could ask for.
Yeah.
I mean, if Florida gets Pacioretty, they're still not one of the top 3 teams in their division because you got Tampa, you got Boston, you got Toronto still. Ottawa's probably not good. Buffalo's probably not good. Detroit is whatever. Montreal is whatever. But
Ottawa's got a whole bunch of different situations going on right now.
yeah. So, but Florida, this is from Florida's point of view. By the way, we got to go back and talk about the Max Domi trade for Arizona's perspective because I don't think we covered that yet. But from Florida's perspective, to get Pacioretty, you're definitely in the playoffs as a wild card team. I mean, you're definitely the 4th best team in your division. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they could leapfrog Toronto if Toronto has a down year like Edmonton had this year, because nothing's guaranteed. Tampa Bay thinks still going to be strong. Boston thinks still going to be strong next year, but Florida, I mean, maybe could leapfrog Toronto and be top 3 and guarantee a playoff spot.
Yeah, but who'd Florida give up for Max Pacioretty?
I mean,
you think he's worth like a second?
For sure worth a second. I mean, probably multiple draft picks, or if they don't want to give up a player, or maybe a good prospect.
Maybe Luongo goes to Montreal, and Price goes to Florida with Max Pacioretty.
No, Luongo to Florida is like Lundqvist to New York now.
Why? Because he made a great speech? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But, because like...
And he got drafted by him, and he's probably wants to finish his career there where he started.
Yeah.
And if you're Florida, you probably want to keep Luongo because you got players like Lundqvist, you got players like Fleury, who here later in their careers can still have great seasons personally. Like nobody saw this season for Fleury. No. But if he's rejuvenated and he's got help in front of him and he knows they're making a playoff push, Luongo could go out and have a career year still. I mean, Luongo's still a pretty good goalie.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's look at the other point of view here, going back to the Domi trade.
Okay, so Max Domi from So Arizona shipped out Max Domi to get Galchenyuk. I mean, if you're Arizona, you're getting a good player in Galchenyuk with more. I mean, I'm not. I don't know any Arizona fans besides you, so I don't know their perspective of Max
You
Domi.
use that lightly, okay? Use it
Okay,
lightly.
it's a joke. So, but I mean, he's a young player. He's got drafted by Arizona. He played his first couple of years there, and I'm sure they liked him. I'm sure he was one of their core players, but Galchenyuk's a new core. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's an upgrade. I think Galchenyuk's better than Max Domi. I think Galchenyuk's career will be better than Max
I
Domi's.
agree. I agree.
And like Arizona tried to do last year in the offseason when you said they were making the right moves, they got Derek Step. Now they got Derek Step on. They got Galchenyuk. They got Darcy Kemper to be their starting goaltender, who's could be a legitimate starter, who's been playing backup minutes his whole career. Now he's starting to get that. He'll get that chance in Arizona to really start every game and get in a rhythm. And he played. Kemper played great for the Kings backup this year. That's why they traded him and got assets for him. But
So to wrap this trade up, who won the trade?
Domi and Galchenyuk.
Phoenix,
I
right?
mean,
Or, excuse
I
me,
would.
Arizona.
Yeah. I would. I would. I mean, I
You
think it's a
gotta say,
win-win. I think it's a win-win because Montreal got rid of some salary cap, so we'll see what they use that salary cap for.
okay.
And Arizona, they have a bunch of salary caps, and they got a good player, a better player in return, and Galchenyuk, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I think both teams did exactly what they wanted to do.
Okay.
And Max Domi's not bad, but he's not. I don't think he's gonna be a superstar player. He's a good like role player. So
Yeah. All right, let's wrap that one up then.
all right, moving on
Moving on.
to more. You want to do the other trade that happened that I know of?
Which one's that? So let's do
That's
it.
the Los Angeles Kings of California.
Go
They
ahead.
traded for veteran netminder Peter Budaj. Peter Budaj was on LA a couple of
I was gonna say,
two.
wasn't he an ex-LA Kings player already?
He was well. They signed him to a minor league contract. He tore up the AHL, was like goalie of the year. So next year, Quick was hurt majority of the season. They called up Budaj, played outstanding. I think he was leading the league in shutouts at one point. And late in the year, when Quick came back and was healthy, Kings made a deadline deal to get Ben Bishop from Tampa, and that's where Peter Budaj went to
Mm-hmm.
for Ben Bishop's. And then after the season, Tampa re-signed Budaj. So the Kings trade for Peter Budaj here. He's not going to be the backup in the NHL this year. He's going to be an emergency. Like he's third on the depth. If you have a depth chart, you got Quick, you got Jack Campbell as the backup in the NHL, and then you got Peter Budaj, who's going to probably back up in the AHL actually, but he'll be a mentor for the Kings young goalie.
That sucks for Budai. I'm sure the dude wants
Uh,
to play NHL minutes, but
Yeah, but I mean, if Quick goes down this season, Budaj's coming up immediately, and he'll probably him and Campbell split time for sure. They'll play the hot hand, whoever's playing
Yep.
the best of the time.
yeah.
And same if Campbell gets hurt, then Budaj will be up to back up Jonathan Quick to give him a rest every once in a while. But if you're Peter Budaj, you just gotta be. I mean, he's pretty much your career backup anyways, so he's probably used to it. He's like I say, he's already played in the AHL for the Kings in Ontario, so he's probably used to it. He's probably very familiar there. And he didn't have it. Nothing bad to say about the AHL or Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mind too much. He's gonna know all the coaches. He's gonna know the facilities and everything. So a bit back home for him probably. And the Kings, all they had to give up for him was Andy Andrioff, who's a bottom six at
Who?
best player. Yeah, he's just a bottom six player who's taking up a roster spot. So now the Kings have one more roster spot to possibly, if you want to start getting into the rumors, possibly sign Ilya Kovalchuk.
Mm.
I mean, Kings have an open spot now for him, and
I'm still on the Rangers train with that one. Okay, I'm still.
you think it's a done deal still?
Yeah, I still
you know,
think it
this
is.
this kind of reminded me of when Kovalchuk was a free agent years ago when he signed with New Jersey as a free agent. and he was the hottest free agent out there, and he was making all these trips around. But back then, he made a visit to LA, kind of just used them to go on vacation, is what it seemed like, because he was going to sign with New Jersey.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though, is that everyone says, "Oh, Kovalchuk was in L.A." Doesn't mean he was talking to the Kings.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It just meant maybe he took a trip out to L.A. to hang out with some
No,
buddies.
no,
Some ex players talking to players about maybe he was hanging out with Kings players. Maybe he was saying, "Hey man, tell me a little bit about the
no.
organization." It's not confirmed that
He was on a
it
recruiting
is not
trail.
confirmed that Kovalchuk was talking to the Kings organization. It
It's not
was
confirmed he's talking to the Rangers organization either. It's all rumors and speculation. He said, she said.
There was a good reliable source that says Kovalchuk's agent was talking to the New York Rangers.
Yeah, so he's probably agent for different players too. How do you know he's talking about Kovalchuk?
I don't know. I'm just
If you want
saying.
to play that game,
I'm just saying.
if that's the game you want to play, how do you know his agent wasn't just talking to him about getting a job in the Rangers organization? You don't know.
Maybe he was.
What I've been reading is that the two best suitors for Ilya Kovalchuk right now are the Kings and the Sharks.
Nah.
I mean, no, I haven't heard any Ranger rumors in a while, ever since Kovalchuk's come back to the American side and making the rounds out there, putting out some feelers. But also, what I've heard is that Kovalchuk wants to sign like a 3 or 4 year contract
Mm-hmm.
for multiple years, and everything I've read is that the Kings only want to offer him 2 years, the Sharks only want to offer him 2 years. So, I mean, if the Rangers offer him like 3 years, 5 million or something, or however much he wants, if they give him that third year guaranteed, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure he is going to the Rangers then. But
And the Rangers have the money. The Rangers have the cap space. The cap space, there is no ceiling for the Rangers right now because of all the cap space they have. And not only that, the salary cap's going up next season. So that just adds on to the Rangers cap ceiling that's already sky high.
yeah, but do they want to give him that third year?
I think they would.
I think if any team, let's narrow it down to 3 teams: the Kings,
Give me Ilya
the Rangers,
Kovalchuk and give me John Tavares. I'll be happy, okay?
yeah. But okay, let's say hypothetically the Rangers sign Kovalchuk for 3 years. This year probably be pretty decent. Next year probably a little bit less. That third year, what are you gonna get from him? Third line center, fourth line center, healthy scratch,
Okay. Third, fourth line center. That's better
and
than
he's still making the same amount of money, taking up salary then when you guys wanted to make a push.
Mr. No Name and, who we've had playing third and fourth line center this past recently that
Elias
hope
Anderson,
Elias Anderson is going to be like a second center.
yeah, in 3 years.
No,
when he
Elias
takes over for
Anderson.
Kovalchuk.
No, Elias Anderson will be on the starting roster this upcoming season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Unless they sign Kovalchuk and Tavares and every other center out there.
Elias
But,
Anderson will still be on the roster if they sign Kovalchuk and Tavares.
but do you want Elias Anderson playing third line minutes, fourth line minutes?
I don't think he'd be playing fourth line minutes. He will not be playing fourth line minutes.
So you want to sign Kovalchuk to make him play fourth line minutes?
I think. Wait, say this again.
Well,
What'd you say?
I said you want Kovalchuk to be making that much money playing fourth line minutes. You gotta play your young guys eventually. You gotta play them in a top 6 role.
Well, yeah, obviously, but you'd have Mika Zibanejad, Elias Anderson, Ilya Kovalchuk, John Tavares.
Would you put Kovalchuk minus Tavares?
Would I put what?
Would you put Kovalchuk and Tavares together?
No, JT would be your starting number 1 center.
Well, Kovalchuk's a left winger. I think I misspoke and called him a center.
Yeah. So that's
why
why
the Kings are interested.
you're confusing the fuck out of me with this one.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
So
That's the main reason the Kings are interested, is because they've been wanting a top line left winger for a long time now. So I think they'll give him the money too. But I think it really comes down to that third year.
Yeah, and you know what?
Kings shouldn't give him a third year. So,
and you know what? It's time will tell, man. It is coming quick. Yeah, it is coming quick.
It'll be decided here in a couple months.
And it's going to be exciting.
And speaking about top line wingers, Phil Kessel. I mean, we talked about him being on the trade block.
Hashtag don't feed Phil.
Hashtag don't feed Phil. Maybe hashtag don't trade Phil now, as the Penguins GM has come out and said that he's not going to trade Phil Kessel.
So then what are they going to do? Get rid of the head coach Mike Sullivan since those two don't get along?
I mean, that the GM said that he's not going to trade Kessel. I mean, maybe he's saying that just so that teams offer them more for Phil Kessel, maybe. It's like a negotiating tactic. Like,
maybe
we're not going to give up well, we'll give you this guy too, or we'll give you another draft pick. And they're, okay, fine, we'll trade him.
Maybe it is a little head game.
It could be that, or you could take the man for his word. And Malkin really wants Phil Kessel to stay too. So
obviously, and
I mean, maybe
in like whatever English he could speak in, he probably saying that.
I mean, maybe Malkin, Kessel, Crosby, the GM, and head coach Sullivan all sit down together in a room and figure this stuff out. Because they're not going to make any decisions without Crosby and Malkin being on board with it.
Wait, who do you think is going to be in this room?
Malkin,
yeah.
Crosby,
okay,
Kessel,
okay,
the GM,
yeah,
and the head coach.
Okay, who drops their pants first? Sidney Crosby. And then and then Pierre Maguire shows up around the corner. Hey boys. Sorry.
I don't know. So I mean, the Kings want Phil Kessel. Kings can't get Phil Kessel, then the Kings want Kovalchuk. I mean, I don't know. Another top line winger on Ottawa, Hoffman, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't see him staying in Ottawa too much longer with what's going on there with him and Erik Karlsson and the girlfriends that I don't want to talk about.
I think everybody wants out of Ottawa right now. I think Ottawa fans want out of Ottawa. They're like, oh my God.
I mean, that's a little personal business. If you guys want to read up about that yourselves, be my guest, but I won't mention it. So, I mean, let's talk about Ottawa here for a minute.
I'm going to mention it.
No,
it's so fucked up.
Okay, you mention it. I'm gonna take a drink of water while you talk.
It's so fucked up, right? Like, dude, fucking Erik Karlsson and his wife, dude, their kid died. Like during birth. Like, and then fucking Hoffman's girlfriend is reportedly saying, like, basically trash talking the Karlsson family. Like, how much low can you get? How much lower can you get? But not only that, have you seen a picture of Hoffman's girlfriend? She looks like a real fucking bitch, right?
Oh my God.
Right? Have you seen a picture? I'm gonna post a picture. I'm gonna post a picture on our social media, and we're gonna say bitch or no bitch.
Twitter poll.
All right,
that's her Twitter poll for the week. Is Hoffman's
she
looks
bitch like
or not a bitch.
She's got a fucking bitch resting face to the max.
I mean,
she's got that BRF, bro. You know.
I mean, if Hoffman's got that girl and she's causing all this drama everywhere they go, how much trade value does Hoffman have now? I mean, teams don't want that kind of drama in their locker room. So
it can
does
ruin.
Hoffman get rid of her just so he can continue his career? Or?
Right, it can ruin his career. You know, it's just. And so I'm sorry. Anyways, so
Hoffman will most likely be traded, I'd say. But
will Hoffman or will Karlsson?
Or will both of them? Karlsson says he wants to be traded probably because of Hoffman, and Karlsson's probably fed up with that organization now. And he says, well, if you don't trade me, Karlsson's got all the leverage himself here because he's a free agent after next season. He could go where the fuck he wants.
And not only that, he's Erik Karlsson.
Yeah. So if he's requesting a trade now and you're Ottawa and you don't trade him, guess what happens? He's going to leave anyways. You're going to get nothing for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's talk about Erik Karlsson here now for a second.
Fuck Hoffman.
Going around now because obviously Ottawa made another dumb trade during the season by getting Matt Duchene from Colorado for a first-round pick either this year or next year, Ottawa's choice. Ottawa's got a fucking top 10 pick this year, and the way things are going, they're going to have a top 10 pick next year. I mean, that's a big trade for Matt Duchene. So, and now now Ottawa's going to lose Erik Karlsson. Now they're going to lose Hoffman. They're not going to be a better team next year, probably.
No.
So, I mean, if you're
Otto's dropping fast.
yeah, so if you're Ottawa now, Erik Karlsson requests his trade, you got to trade him. You got to get something for him now. And to fix that situation they put themselves in with the Duchesne trade, how do you see them and Colorado hooking up one more time? Ottawa saying, "Can we please have our first round draft pick back? We'll give you Erik Karlsson." I mean, they could.
You think
They could
make
trade
desperate times
circling around
calls
that.
for desperate measures?
They said, "Please just give us our first round draft pick back so we could rebuild and start over and do this shit right. We'll give you Erik Karlsson."
Yeah, right. You know, Colorado's sitting over there on the Rocky Mountains like, nope, fuck you guys. Fuck you.
There you go. Give us Carlson and give us something else too, and give us this too, and go fuck yourselves.
Pretty much. They're like,
I
ha.
I mean, if you're Ottawa, that trade would make sense for you though, right?
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah. Who wouldn't want
Carlson wants
Carlson?
out. You guys want your first round pick back either this year or next year, whichever one you decided on, and Colorado's got it right there. Colorado seems like they're interested in Erik Karlsson. I mean, who's not interested in Erik Karlsson? Honestly. So, I mean, Colorado's a playoff team this year. You think next year with Erik Karlsson, I mean, maybe then they get rid of Tyson Barrie because him and Karlsson are similar type players, except Karlsson's way better, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But how many offensive defensemen do you really need if you're Colorado? So, I mean, other than that, Karlsson, I mean, I haven't heard any real strong rumors about him being linked to any other teams.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. I mean,
It'll come out.
I would see either on draft day or immediately following draft day once teams know what they have, and even just trading like the rights to free agents, upcoming free agents would be a big key.
Hey,
So
Erik Karlsson, we got all your Swedish teammates over here, buddy, and the New York Rangers organization, like Henrik
you want
Lundqvist,
Karlsson,
Elias
Tavares,
Anderson,
Kovalchuk.
Mika Zibanejad. You know, we got all your Swedish teammates, buddy. Just come over here and join us. We got all the cap room right now, buddy. We can sign you. You love it in New York. Sorry. So, speaking of New York, let's
wait an extra year, sign him as a free agent.
All right. So speaking of New York, let's talk about the New York Islanders and JT.
Oh, I mean, our buddy John, he said it's a wink and a nod agreement. It's a gentleman's agreement. John Tavares is going to stay in New York with the Islanders.
I don't know.
But you, on the other hand, think he's staying in New York, but playing at Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
so
everybody knows my takes on that, all right? He doesn't have to move. He can still live where he has to live, just has to take a slightly different route to get to Madison Square Garden. All right? He doesn't have to move his stuff. He's going to get paid more, all right? He's going to be on a better team.
he's going to get paid more if he stays in the Islanders because they could sign him to a max deal.
But he doesn't want to play for the Islanders, so let's just be honest.
He might.
You don't know that. I don't know.
He might want to be the Ovechkin. He might saw Ovechkin this year in Washington and saw how great it was that Ovechkin finally won a cup in Washington. And John Tavares might be thinking, hey, if I stay in the island and I win a fucking Stanley Cup for the Islanders here, I'm a fucking legend.
But
I mean,
but he's got to be looking at the future of the Islanders right now, and for like the next well, yes, obviously Barzal
Everlay did great last year.
So like, you know, he's got to be looking at the pieces too and thinking, you know, can I win a cup with this team? You know, he's got to be looking at that, and you know,
also where are the Islanders going to play? Who's going to be their coach? Who's their GM?
Right. They got so many other issues.
Out there in
they got so many other issues going on right now. Exactly. Between arena and staff and personnel. And
you know, if I'm the owner of the Islanders, I talk to John Tavares. I said, okay, I give him the LeBron James treatment. I say, who do you want to be the coach? Who do you trust being the coach? Who do you trust being the GM? I'll say, I'll let you halfway run this team. I'll get your input, and you pick the coach, you pick the GM. Just stay here, sign a contract.
Lou isn't like that. Lou's not like that. I mean,
we'll see.
Lou's too hard nosed. But
we'll see. Yeah, there's difference between hard nosed and stubborn. You can be hard nosed, but if you're stubborn enough to lose a franchise player in John Tavares, that's completely way out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, how about this for hypothetical? What if John Tavares goes to the Vegas Golden Knights?
That won't happen.
What if?
What if? No.
What
There is no what if.
if John Tavares is a Golden Knight this time next year? They might be hoisting the Stanley Cup.
I mean, he would look good in the black and gold jerseys. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would look good, but
Yeah, because do you have a man crush on John Tavares now, or
John Tavares is a good looking dude.
you got a New York prejudice for all your fucking New York teams? Hank's a good looking dude. John Tavares, good looking
I'm
dude.
just saying who's
Mark
a good looking
Stahl,
dude.
good looking dude.
No, Mark Stahl's definitely not a good looking dude. That's like that's pretty gross.
I don't know. If you're Vegas, you got the salary cap room.
Eric
tearing down
Carlson's a
here,
good
too.
looking dude.
Maybe you just like Swedish guys.
John Tavares is not so.
No, not John Tavares, but I mean like Lundqvist. Fucking, you probably like Elias Anderson. You probably like Zibanejad.
Elias Anderson's a little funny looking. But let me tell you though, Rangers' new head coach Dave Quinn's got a good looking jawline, bro. We should just do a good looking dude segment sometime.
We gotta get Duncan here for that then. we pretty much did do one for our Predators episode a while back. So
Oh,
yeah, that episode which we do not speak.
If you want to, just don't do it. just don't go back and listen to that one. Anyways,
all right. Well, let's close the door on John Tavares and let's get to the last piece of business. The second biggest free agent, I guess, Stanley Cup champion John Carlson.
mm-hmm.
I mean, sources say he's a little less than 50-50 to stay in Washington. Again, what if he goes to Vegas? I mean,
why do you think all these guys are going to go to Vegas?
Vegas made the Stanley Cup Finals. They got the salary cap room. They could sign a big name player to put him over the hump.
I'm sure they can sign a couple big name players, but
But what?
I just don't see teams like what can Vegas give up besides draft picks?
Give up for what? A free agent?
No,
what are they giving up?
No, but I mean, like, say they traded for John Tavares before free agency happened.
They give up just a first round pick, the fucking Cody Glass, some these first round picks that they draft. They had all those first round picks last year that they used. If you could trade any of those guys,
I don't know,
base your franchise around John Tavares.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure many players would love to play in Vegas because of the arena, because of the fans, because of how loud that place
because
gets.
They went to the Stanley Cup Finals in their first fucking year.
Okay, that's great, but you
think if you get a superstar defenseman like John Carlson or Eric Carlson or a center John Tavares, you think those guys in their minds would think that they're the missing link and that would put them over the hump.
Sure. I mean, from that perspective, I can see it happening.
So why don't you see John Carlson wanting to go to Vegas? They could pay him. He could be on a contender again. He'd be top 4 defenseman. That's what Vegas needs, a better defenseman, because you saw him break down in the finals there against Washington. John Carlson saw it firsthand. He helped it happen. If he broke it down, he'll know how to fix it. I mean, the only 2 other teams really being talked about are Toronto and Buffalo. If you're John Carlson, why would you want to go to Buffalo if you go to Vegas?
I don't know. Maybe you want to go to Toronto to play with Austin Matthews. It's.
I mean, probably. I mean, Toronto or Vegas would be a good situation. Or also here, I heard one rumor that Tampa might get in the John Carlson sweepstakes. How stacked would that defense be?
Imagine that. Wow.
I mean, to do that, they would have to trade somebody like a Tyler Johnson just to get rid of salary cap. I mean, you trade that guy and
like
you probably get decent pieces back in return.
I don't know.
So imagine take this.
There is a lot of what ifs. So many what ifs right now.
Yeah.
And the what ifs drive me crazy.
Imagine this. John Carlson signs in Tampa. Are they Stanley Cup champions? Probably. That defense is fucking stacked. Their goalie, great. You got Steven Stamkos. You got goal scorers still. Yeah, Kucherov. I mean, I just
Stacked.
I just can't wait for July. First week of July,
I know.
free agency. It's gonna be a fucking madhouse.
It is. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Stay tuned, boys
Yes. Stay
and girls.
tuned.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Man, all right.
So
It's gonna get exciting here real soon, guys.
yeah, so hey, guys, let us know who you're excited for. Hit us up on Twitter at _ATB podcast. Hit us up on Facebook, like we mentioned earlier, facebook.com/aroundtheboards. Hit us up, have a conversation with us. We love to talk. Obviously, that's why we're doing this, right? And
Yeah, don't forget to answer our Twitter poll too about Hoffman's girlfriend, bitch or no bitch. So
yes, total.
that'll go live here once
Total
this
bitch.
episode's aired. So
So
if you're listening to this, you can vote in it.
that's right. There'll
I
be a
think.
link in the
How
description.
long do Twitter polls last?
24 hours.
No, maybe not. Maybe you're too late.
Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us, Robbie.
Yeah, just a bunch of what ifs this week, and next week maybe we'll have some answers for you, some more trades,
Or maybe
Might
more
take
what
place.
ifs.
or maybe even more what ifs. We'll see.
We'll see what happens between
Also,
now and then.
we'll next week we'll do a little recap of who what won award, and we'll probably talk about how
Ah.
Anze Kopitar won the Hart Trophy.
Yes, that's right. The NHL awards. Yes.
Right, Des?
Yeah.
Anze
Okay.
Kopitar win the Hart.
Nah.
Okay. We'll see.
See you guys later.
See you next to.